takes a lot more than a hashtag and Me Too really to change things. And I think that the key about using social media as a way of getting women's issues and campaigns and reforms across is you have to be able to find a way of going from what is easy to do, which is tweet and put hashtag Me Too, to actually then doing something about it. And so I think that social media may be, they may give you a false sense of achievement. You know, because just because you can get your tweet followed by 100,000 people, it doesn't necessarily mean you change anything. Women do get abused more than men on social media. Men try to shut them up. Not only men, I think sometimes, you know, men are shut up, sometimes themselves, and B, some of the people doing the most vicious trolling, some of them probably are women. But as a basic rule, women get abused, they get threats of violence, and they get told not to speak on social media much more than men ever do. And I mean, people sometimes blame social media for that, as if somehow it had changed people's attitudes. I don't think it's changed people's attitudes at all. It's just we now see those attitudes. You know, in the past, I'm sure men were saying this, you know, but they just weren't saying it to my face. And so now I know, and in some ways, perhaps it's good to know that this is what men think. Most of the medium to low level is done by people who are sad, lonely, don't feel that their voice is heard any more than women feel their voice is heard, that the internet appears to be a place where they can say what they want to. It's a very frustrating place also for them because nobody really does listen to them. You know, they have 2 or 3 followers, and you know, so the illusion is they're talking to everybody, and in fact they're not. We haven't yet learnt to deal with the internet in those kind of ways, and it's had a very short history in terms of how you should behave on it. You know, and when I tell my students that when I was at school, when I was at high school, we spent a couple of weeks learning how to write a telegram, an old-fashioned telegram. You know, saying things like "Have arrived in Brazil. Stop." You know, all fine. Stop. Right. Mary, right? You know, now, we were actually taught that. I'm assuming and hoping that there will be people now at high school who'll be talking about how you write a tweet, and you know whether it's really actually great to. I suppose my optimistic prediction is that in 30 years or so, you know, as people who are kind of what we call digital natives, who've been brought up with this from the moment they're born, they might actually have a rather better sense of how to use social media responsibly than we do. I think we tend to be either over-enthusiastic about it or absolutely terrified.